First of all, anything on the prayer list that you want to make mention of tonight? Any new names or whatever? Angie Jones. Angie Jones. Okay, Angie Jones. Also, Randall Freeman needs to be put on there. I think he's on there, but remember him. Anything?
Do you have the family of Stephanie Banks?
No. Stephanie?
S-T-E-P-H-A-N-E. Not I-E, just E.
Stephane.
Yeah.
Okay, Banks.
Banks, yeah, the family of.
Okay. I got the Wednesday paper today. It's just coming out one day a week now, so I got it. It's got a whole bunch of obituaries on it, but I didn't know any of them. Okay. Family of Stephanie Banks. Anything else? Josh? Of course he's nervous, okay. Joshua Mullins. We are collecting now emails and cell phones. If we don't have yours, we have most of them, and we're going to be sending out the link to the Easter program. It'll be coming to you as a link that you can go to it and pick it up anytime you want to. And that way you can watch it there in your home. It won't cost anything to do that. And that's going to be starting probably within about a week or so. We're collecting those that want that. I need your email if I don't have it, and also your cell phone if we don't have it. Yes, ma'am.
While you're on that, also those forms can be used for the people that weren't here when we first did the register. Like if your address has changed in the last
Absolutely.
3 years or so, fill one of those out anyway, because for the card ministry, we might send a card to you and it might not go to your old address and you won't get it. You will think, well, they didn't send me the card, but
And it does go. A lot of them do go to those old addresses.
so we need to, if needed, update it. Try to remember, some of us,
We that do the card ministry, we need a new list.
It would be better if everybody went ahead and did that form, and then if it's duplicated, it's no problem.
yeah. When they all get turned in and whoever makes the new list, make sure that Judy and I get them and we'll share them with everybody.
Right. I've got the list made, all the ones that have been turned in, we've got that done already. For instance, I don't have Madison and Matisse's email address. I don't have Braley's email address. You know, I'm sure she's got one, but I don't have that. So we just want to get that. Okay, and that's good. That form, we can continue to do that on Sunday morning. There's about 6 sheets of 8.5 by 14 full of those names. Okay, anything else? All right, for those outside of our church, listening in, watching in, you are familiar with Jacob's well in the Old Testament. When we were in Israel several years ago, we visited Jacob's well, and you could go there. I drank out of it. It's clean water that you could drink. Anything in Israel, you could have done that. It's gone now. It's been torn down. The building around it has been destroyed because it's the headquarters for the PLO. Yasser Arafat's headquarters was at that town right there, Sychar. And so, but Jacob's well in the Old Testament was dug. It wasn't drilled, it was dug. Later on, Jesus visited that well, and that's where he ran into a very interesting character that we just simply call the woman at the well. That's Jacob's well, and so that's going to be very, very much featured in the program tonight. Other names that will come back up are Lilith. Who is Lilith? That's Mary Magdalene's former name, and then of course Mary. Eden. Eden is Simon Peter's wife's name, Eden. She's getting closer and closer and closer to this thing called the the thing about Jesus Christ. She's learning more about him. She's watching what Simon, and they still call him Simon. Remember the difference in Simon and Peter? Jesus said, "You are Simon, you shall be called from now on Peter." So they're still calling him Simon, and that's correct. She's getting closer because Simon's getting closer. Simon feels like he's the bodyguard, and he's going to really have a what you call an epitome moment tonight. They're at a banquet at Matthew's house. If you'll remember, he simply went to one of the tax collectors' houses for a supper. Jesus did that. They are saying that it was Matthew's house, and that just kind of makes it flow. And there they run across a lot of different people. They mention the red quarter again. Anybody remember what the red quarter is all about?
Fruit Jar Alley.
That's Fruit Jar Alley. That's exactly what it is. Fruit Jar Alley, and the bar that was in there was called the Hammer. They didn't call it a bar. They called it a meeting place or pub or something like that. Jesus quoted from Hosea. He didn't give us the reference, but he quoted that I want mercy more than sacrifice. He quoted, and that's Hosea 6:6, when they were talking about the sacrifice and so forth. Also, an expression that you all have heard, putting on your Sunday best. What does that mean? Your best clothes, Sunday best. Sunday go to meeting clothes, okay? They put on their Sabbath clothes. They use Sabbath dishes and Sabbath silverware for the meal. Everything is especially for the Sabbath. Now, I've always known that they use special stuff for Passover, but they also use it for Sabbath when they celebrate a Sabbath. So if they're doing a Sabbath meal, they're using the best china, the best silverware, the best this, and they have the best clothes on because it's the Sabbath best. Sunday go to meeting clothes. The word Ema comes back up again. What does that mean? E-E-M-A means mother, and Adonai is another name for God. There are several words that are translated by God: Elohim, Jehovah, Kurios, and then Adonai as well. One of the things that this rabbi, this Shemuel, I think that's the way you pronounce him, one of the things that he says is, the law is God. The law is God. That tells you how strongly they felt about the law. Whatever the law said, that was God speaking. And so if you go against the law, remember Jesus said, you have heard it has been said, so forth and so on, I say unto you. In other words, he's adding to or taking away from things in the law. He talks about that. He says, I did not come to fulfill the law. I came to fulfill it, not to destroy it. So the law is God. That's one reason that this guy is having a terrible time accepting this fellow from Nazareth. Okay? Then the group of people known as the Samaritans. Tell me what you know about the Samaritans. What?
The Jewish people didn't like them.
Why didn't they like them? Okay. Where did they come from? Samaria. Okay. Let me draw you a map. Okay. We have Ohio, we have Kentucky, and we have Tennessee. Okay. This is Galilee up here at the top. Samaria is in the middle, and Judea is in the bottom. When the Assyrians started to attack Egypt down here, the only way they can get down through there is come down through the land bridge that we know today as Israel. That's the only way. This desert over here, Mediterranean Sea over here. So the only way that they could get to Egypt to attack them is come through Egypt. Come through what we know today as Israel. And the first province they came to was Galilee, and then the second province was Samaria. Now that's where God stopped them. God stopped them by killing 185,000 soldiers in one night with one angel, and they turned tail and went back home. But they had already conquered the Samaritans. And the Assyrians have their own way of dealing with their prisoners. They skin them alive, for the most part. Or if they want to use them, they take the children, pick them back up, and intermarry those children, those Jewish children, with Assyrian women or men, or girls or boys, and the offspring they send back as missionaries. The offspring are not pure Jewish people or Samaritans or Assyrians. They are a mixture of that. And so that's where they came from. They came from the idea that they were conquered and they were intermarried by force, and then they came back down. That's why they were looked down on by the Jewish people. I will have to say that even Jesus himself sometimes did not go through Samaria. He went across the Jordan River and down. The road going up from Galilee down to Judea went across the Jordan River and up and over. Jesus said, I must go through Samaria. And they said, no, you can't go through Samaria. Those people are mean. I must go through Samaria. What was waiting for him in Samaria? Anybody? That woman at the well. So you'll see this, the way they present that is classic. He sees the well up there. He says, you guys go into town and get something to eat. I'm going to go up to the well. And he knows what's happening up there. And so this is the big one. And this is the finale of season 1. This is the way it ended on season 1. And this is number 8. We're going to go right on to season 2, episode 1 next week, okay? Any thoughts or comments about it thus far? I've brought you up to date on what you're supposed to remember, okay? Let's take a look at season 1, episode 8, called I Am He, okay?
Hey, I'm Dallas Jenkins. I'm the creator of The Chosen, and I hope you have enjoyed the first 7 episodes. Episode 7 happens to be my favorite, so I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Now, before we get to episode 8, I just want to take a quick moment of your time.